Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description. 708.
Hey Bart,
Hey.
this is a 5-10 game at Tampa Hard Rock.
Okay.
This is actually my second time ever playing 5-10.
Okay.
This was Saturday night.
Okay.
I bought in for 1,000, and we're about 3 hours into the session, and I'm up to 2,600.
Is this a capped game or is it uncapped?
It's 2,500 cap.
Okay, cool. So you're up to 2,600.
Right. And,
Okay.
yeah, I'm playing super tight pre-flop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the guys are giving me flack for, not playing any hands. And so the villain's in his hand. The under the gun guy, he's like a late 20s professional player,
Mm-hmm.
and he has me covered. And then the other guy on my immediate left, he's like mid 40s, very loose pre-flop. He's kind of like an all-purpose gambler type of player. You know, he was talking earlier about sports bets and roulette. So, yeah, kind of a little bit splashy. So we are under the gun +1 with 2 black kings.
Okay.
And the under the gun player, he raises to 40,
Okay.
and I 3-bet to 120.
Okay. Right to his left. So pretty strong.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe I could size it larger to like 200 since we're really deep. But I just 3x'd it.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably go a little bit. I would probably go a little bit larger this deep, but you make it 120, and then what happens?
The guy, well, as I'm grabbing chips to raise, the guy on my left, he's like, "Oh, look, who's finally awake."
Okay.
And he snap calls like as soon as I put the money in the pot.
So UTG-2 flats your raise.
That's right.
Okay.
And so everyone folds and we're heads up.
So under the gun folds.
That's right.
Okay.
And the guy on my left, he has 2,000 effective.
Okay.
So the flop is Queen of Spades, 10 of Hearts, 4 of Hearts.
Queen of Spades, 10 of Hearts, 4 of Hearts.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. This
And,
is not, this isn't a really good flop. This is not a great board for your hand when you talk about. You don't usually see people, flat 3-bets all that much, especially next to act in the field. But when they do, a lot of times they're going to have ace king, which of course you block, right? Pocket queens, pocket jacks, and pocket tens. So I think that this board sort of favors his range quite a bit, and I would check here before starting to make big, putting in big money. Hopefully it goes check, check, and maybe you can take jacks for a couple streets, but I would be very cautious here on this board.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I thought if I showed weakness, this guy might be more likely to make a play at me. So, and I thought he would be calling here, calling pre-flop with ace-queen, king, queen, which I blocked, but also like queen, jack, because this guy, like I said, he's pretty loose.
Okay.
So, I chose to bet 225, and he snap calls.
So you bet 225, and he calls, okay?
Right. And so now on the turn, the pot's about 750,
Okay.
and it's the ace of diamonds.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously I didn't like that card. And at this point, I actually got kind of lost in the hand, My plan originally was just get 3 streets of value from a queen. But
Yeah, but how do you get 3? But I mean, like, unless he's playing super wide, what queens does he have here? Like ace queen suited? You mean something like that?
he'd call with ace queen offsuit, I think.
To 3-bets cold?
I'm not giving this guy too much credit.
Okay. Well, now you're screwed though. I mean, now you're really screwed. I mean, I think you're just forced to check fold here quite a bit because again, like you're not going to have a guy like turn jacks into a bluff here really enough for you to like hero down. And you have no equity really against an ace besides having a gut shot. So this just becomes a simple check fold. I mean, hey, I've been there before. Like I've gotten lost in hands and a little bit foggy, especially if you're playing up, right? And you think that, people are gonna be picking on you and you think this guy just comments and things like that about all this other, crap. But I don't know if you're going to tell me that you got bluffed out of this hand here or what. He showed some ridiculous hand down after you checked, or are you saying that you're going to, what did you do? Did you bet here on the turn?
I bet 400,
Yeah,
and
see. So what is betting? I mean, I think that's the worst thing that you can do here. Like what is the purpose of betting here? You
I
you three
agree,
you three
and
bet kings. The guy flat calls behind you. It's very strong configuration. UTG1, you three bet. UTG2, even though you don't give him much credit, cold calls the three bet. And you bet Queen 10-4. I already told you that it's not a good board for your hand given this action. But okay, maybe he's a little bit wider than we think. Now the turn's an ace. What is 400? What's the purpose of that bet?
see, I didn't. I agree with you. I think it's very difficult to get called by worse in the spot.
Yeah.
But I'll just let you know my thinking at the time
Okay.
was that this board like smashes my three bet range. I think,
Sure.
and
That's
also
true.
if I have ace king, then I make it obviously, and I could have like queens and aces in my range.
Now
So
that's true thinking, but the problem here though is that with your hand, so you're trying to use range advantage here to like get him to fold something, but so you're almost like turning your kings into a bluff, but what is he folding that you're not beating right now?
yeah,
You
I
either
didn't
you
think
either
it
have
through all
him
the way.
you either have him beat right now, right? Or
Hmm.
you have him beat right now, or and he's just gonna fold, right? Or
Yeah,
you know, if he calls you, you're beat. You know what I mean?
right,
So you
right.
bet 400.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he calls. And yeah, like I said, I really don't like the turn bet
hmm
after thinking about it.
Like,
After
because there's
hand.
no way that you can have the best hand here, right? Like, you're trying to use range advantage, but what are you trying to bluff him off of? That's my question. What are you
Yeah,
trying to bluff him off of that Kings doesn't beat right now? Because you beat
I really,
Jacks, right?
yeah.
So, are you trying to bluff him off of Ace Jack? Cold call, and
Uh,
then that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? So, pot's
right.
15-50. Let's go to the river here.
So the river is ace of clubs,
Okay.
and at this point, my plan was just to check fold, and there's like not flush draw. If he is calling with suited aces here, obviously I don't beat that on the turn, but now
hmm
he's gonna value bet that on the river as
Right.
opposed to if a blank comes, he's probably not value betting a suited ace.
hmm
But anyway, yeah, I check and he shoves like instantly. He just says all in, and I tank like a couple minutes and I fold.
Did he show you what he had?
He showed deuce three of hearts. Yeah, I was like really like tormented over it. Like this is the biggest pot I've been involved in personally, and really couldn't stop thinking about this hand for like a day.
I mean, that's yeah. I wouldn't get too upset. But obviously, the guy is a guy that you want to play with. If he's calling your three bets cold, when you raise from under the gun one, he's calling you three bets cold with deuce three of hearts. It's just absurd.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's one of these cases where if you had probably rightly checked the turn, you might have got bluffed off there anyways. But I think the
Okay.
point here is just try to think about your opponent's range and what your own range is, and that turn is an interesting spot because you have these things going in your head where you're like, well, I'm going to use my, it looks like I have a strong hand here, so I'm going to use it. That would be okay if you had a hand like, say, 5, 6 of spades on the turn. Like, say you had absolutely nothing, and you're going to
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
the board against this guy. Okay, but you have a hand that basically beats everything else that he would fold to a bet. And when you bet, like I said, he's not going to fold ace jack. So that's really what the issue is here. So, anyways, thanks for the
Right.
call.
Yep. Thanks.
Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.